seen behind us.
Yeah, you can't see. So how did we meet?
We met back in November of 2013.
So picture this. Sacramento, November 6th, 2013. Times were much simpler then.
So how did we meet?
Yeah, how did we meet?
How did we meet? We met through an online app. I saw his picture on the online app that caught my eye in November, and I sent a message to him.
Yeah, so I had been single for 5 years. I was living the happy single life, but I think I was, I was always open to dating. But this one morning I woke up, checked the app, and I got a message from a photo of an oak tree. That was his profile photo, was an oak tree, and mine was my smiling face.
Right. So his face caught my eye, and then I had an oak tree up, and it was partly deliberate. It was an intentional way to kind of be available, but not really be available. So if someone was curious or interested, they would have to engage in a conversation.
Right. So I said hi. It didn't. I felt like it was benign enough, and if he wanted to be some creeper, I could just delete the conversation, block him. So it turned out. So I was on my way to work, and then I said, this app is draining my battery, so let's just text. And then so we texted throughout the whole day, and
a few times.
A few times during the day, and then we said, we should meet up sometime.
Right.
Like I said, how about next week? Because I think we were both pretty busy. But the thing was,
I had some availability that evening, so I asked about that same night.
Yeah. So we wound up meeting at the same night at Ink here.
Which is right behind us.
Yeah, you can't really see it. But that's where we met up for the first time after... it was kind of late. It was after 8:30, I think.
Yeah, and Ink's a neighborhood bar, pub kind of thing. It's been in Sacramento for a while, and it's some place that I liked going, and it wasn't very far away from my residence, so it's in my hood. So he came to Ink.
Yeah, and I met him here. I almost didn't get out of the car because I didn't get like a final confirmation that we were meeting or that he was here. So I waited, and then he finally, I can't remember if he texted me saying that you were here, but like I hesitantly walked towards the entrance, and lo and behold, there he was.
The oak tree.
Yeah, the oak tree. Now, and he did send a face pic in one of the messages, so I kind of knew who to expect, not some weird old tree, a 400-year-old tree.
Yeah. Sure.
And so that's how we met, and then the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, we had a great conversation that led to another conversation that led to much more.
One thing that I wanted to share is that, so he only lived a few blocks from Ink, and he offered to walk, but I insisted that I drop him off. So he got in my car, and then I dropped him off at his house, not to stalk him or anything like that. But
sure, it was all strategy.
But I was new to Sacramento. I didn't know where I was, so I probably wouldn't have been able to find where he lived if I tried to next time. But and then I was driving back to where I was living, and then I got a text, so I pulled to the side of the road and saw that it was from him. So that's how good it was. I texted him right back. So I was shocked that he texted. I thought I wouldn't hear from him ever or
for weeks.
Yeah. Months. But there we go. It was a great conversation we had at Ink.
That's how it started.
And then fast forward to a few months later, we became engaged. A couple. Oh. And then a few months more, we became engaged.
A year later.
Yeah, a year later.
A year.
So the proposal, let's talk about that real quick.
Alrighty.
So we went to his cousin's cabin on the way up to Mount Rainier in Washington, and it's a very rustic cabin. It's had no running water, no electricity. It was kind of like living in the 1800s, or back in the day, we had to do stove, wood stove for
where
heat.
we had to light, and a wood fireplace that we had to light, and we had to snowshoe into the cabin. Remember, we had to park
we did.
down at the bottom.
You have to do your business in the outhouse. I guess he was testing me. I don't know about my survival skills.
Is he really a camper? Is he really an outdoorsy guy like he claimed?
Yeah.
We'll see how good this is.
But we did. We made it through. It was fine. He knows how to work the fires and all that good stuff. So I was like, okay, great.
It was between Christmas and New Year's, wasn't it? Not before Christmas.
Yes, actually
it was between Christmas and New Year's.
It was December 26th. No, sorry, December 27th.
I was gonna say it had to be one more day.
Yeah, we flew up there the day after Christmas, and then
Into Portland.
Yeah, into Portland. Drove about 4 hours to get to the cabin, and then the next day woke up. It was really beautiful outside. Fresh snow was coming down, which was amazing. It was like a winter wonderland. And then
so quiet, so peaceful.
Yeah, extreme just bliss, I think. So there was all these good vibes, and then we went snowshoeing on a trail close by the cabin, and then walked through that. Right when we were about to
turn around,
took a quick snack break, and then he pulled something out of his pocket. He had this weird look on his face, got down on his knees and proposed. So I was completely shocked.
I was nervous I was going to drop the ring in the snow and lose it.
Yeah.
So, because it was quite a bit of snow, because we had been snowshoeing in it. So.
Yeah, and fresh powder was just coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we got engaged.
That was a fun weekend.
It was fun.
Week.
It was an amazing week. I was like, wow. So I didn't know how to feel. I just wasn't expecting the proposal at all. So,
wow. Really?
Yeah,
And I was anxious about it for weeks.
Oh, weeks.
Trying to plan all these little things.
Yeah, he claims that while I was sleeping, he took measurements of the size of my finger.
I did.
And I'm a really light sleeper, so maybe he put something in my drink before I went to bed. So I don't know.
Some of those nights we're probably having a few glasses of wine.
That's true. And then got married 2 years later.
After that, yeah.
We got married here in
21 months later.
21 months later, there it is. We got married here in Sacramento at the famous Julia Morgan house. It's designed by the architect, Julia Morgan. She also did famous Hearst Castle in San Simeon.
Beautiful house here in Sacramento. Originally, we had talked about I'm the ocean guy, he's the mountain guy. So we had this kind of ocean to mountain kind of thinking and theme in our wedding and the planning. And so we had explored Yosemite, we considered Tahoe, and then the ocean. And so if I was going to do it in an ocean, I really wanted to do it at a lighthouse. And so we went and visited a whole bunch of lighthouses over our engagement year, 2015. We went to wineries and different places, and we did road trips up and down the coast to different lighthouses, and we fell in love with Point Arena up on the north central coast.
Yeah, by Mendocino.
Beautiful lighthouse, and loved that area, and really considered that.
It was a destination wedding for sure.
Yeah, a destination wedding. It would have been a little bit limited.
Yeah, so logistically it didn't work for us, but Julia Morgan House did. So that's where we wound up having our wedding.
And it was a beautiful place to do it. So I'm glad we didn't do it on the coast as much as I wanted it on the coast.
Yeah.
Just all the logistics.
So we did it in between the mountains and the ocean.
Yep. And that way it allowed friends and family that couldn't really travel much to come right here because it was here in Sacramento. So
it was easy access for everybody.
Yeah, made it easy.
And the next day we did our honeymoon in Cancun, which was great. So that was my first time.
Mexico.
Yeah, I think that was my first time in Mexico.
Was it? Yeah.
Aside from Tijuana. And that was an amazing trip. Just
gorgeous.
Fun-filled, week.
Snorkeling, the tours, the visits, swimming in the ocean.
We went also to Chichen Itza,
Chichen Itza.
to check out the pyramids there.
Yep, the pyramids, the Mayan pyramids. And then what was the island we went to?
Isla Mujeres.
Los Mujeres. That was really fun. That was
Yeah.
a cool island that we went to, just outside of the resorts.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the story of the Pauls began.
Yeah, the Pauls. And that was one of the things too. He thought I was kidding that when I said that my name was Paul in our initial conversations on the app. Well, he said his name was
Something else.
Yeah, it was something else, but it's Paul in another language,
Yeah.
Paulo. So I was like, oh, cool. My name's Paul, the English version of Paulo. And that's the story, folks. And the rest is still unwritten, as they say, right? And just a quick note, November 6th, the day we met, is an anniversary we still celebrate to this day.
Cheers.
Well, thanks for watching, and hopefully you got a taste of who we are. And if you want to get to know us a lot more, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit that like button as
or
well.
The subscribe button down below.
Yeah, and can't wait to roll with you again. Thanks for rolling with us.
Rolling with the Pauls.
Yeah.